Welcome back to Coffee Talk and Common Sense. We have a lot to talk about, okay? I set the internet on fire, all right? Especially the conservative side of the internet because I made a video and it was very Xavier DeRusso style. And shout out to Xavier because he's like, I don't know, he's like a gem. People were so upset at my clapbacks of the people who give me like these friggin' insane comments, okay? And let me tell you, I did it on purpose, number one, and I don't take it back. I don't take it back because not for nothing, like when you're in the conservative space, you get told a million times a day, and especially when you're a gay conservative, people will tell you all day that Trump hates you, the Republicans hate you, this one hates you, that one hates you. It's like nobody can think for themselves, okay? Number one, nobody can think for themselves because it all comes down to, okay, identity politics, all right? And that was the basis of the video. That was the basis of the video. So if you haven't seen the video, it was me just responding back to hate comments that I usually get everywhere. And it's always the same talking point. Like I just got done a TikTok live and it's the same comments over and over and over again. It never seems to fail. And for me, I find it laughable. And, you know, listen, somebody put in my TikTok, they were like, do you want me to, you know, be a moderator for these liberals? Listen, no, I don't. Because you know why? Because those people are, you know, listen, I set my TikTok settings to people who cannot, listen, any kid that is under 18 cannot join my live, okay? They can't join my live because they are not a voter. They don't have skin in the game. They're a kid. Go worry about kid things, right? So these people are all over 18 and have the ability to vote. Have the ability to vote. And I don't have that particular time because I really want to, my whole entire social media existence is to, number one, okay, raise awareness to the fact that conservative people, conservative gay people exist and can coexist, okay? Because listen, not for nothing, like I was 18, I was a liberal once. I know what it looks like, okay? I know what it looks like when the news, you know, is all up in your business and tries to sell you that Republicans are these like really mean people and, you know, they really just, they're out to get you and they don't want your rights and your rights, you know, and it's happened time and time and time again, okay? So the number one thing that I get is how can you be gay and conservative? Well, here's the thing. What I want to conserve, so there's different people that want to conserve different things, right? So Christians want to conserve the Christian values. I so happen to want to conserve American culture, American values, the way that our founding fathers intended, okay? I woke up to the fact that our founding fathers were not these 50, 60, 70-year-old people. They were 18, 19, 20, up to 32, okay? And they really had this idea of a righteous community, a righteous country, a righteous nation who has individual freedoms, and you can't take that away. 10 Amendment, boop, 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 individual rights, Bill of Rights. How easy is that? And I want to conserve that, okay? Because these days, what we're fighting up against right now is the DSA, okay? The DSA is our biggest fight, not even just for conservatives, but for the everyday American, okay? Because let me tell you, it sounds good what these DSA members want to do, okay? They want to, you know, have everybody have individual freedoms, and that's what they're going to call it, and all the things, and boop, boop, boop. It's not what they want. Okay, they want to abolish the certain systems that we have in America. Okay, when you look at some of the leadership of the DSA, who is it? Ashik Sadiq. Ashik Sadiq. Need I say more? Need I say more? All right, more on that later. So gay conservative, I really would like us to get back to the fact that we're all Americans at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, you know, this culture, that culture. At the end of the day, something that we all share is American culture. That's it, right? You guys vote for the same people, and you guys, I mean liberals, vote for the same people that want to tear that system down. And I'm starting to understand why. And it's because we have this idea that capitalism and it's turning into imperialism and it doesn't create equality. Guess what? It's not supposed to be equal, because you're going to work for what you got. And if you don't want to work for what you got, then you know you're not going to be equal. It's very simple. It's very simple. So that was my first one. I think the second one, I did the you can't wear makeup and nails as a Trump supporter. My body, my choice. Listen, I thought about, by the way, some backstageness. I thought about that on the fly. Okay. And it's because it's really what I believe. All right. It's really what I believe. These people will sit here and say, my body, my choice, my body, my choice. How you doing? And then when it comes to things that I want to do, apparently I can't be a man, wear makeup and nails as a Trump supporter. And guys, if you know anything about me, talking about this subject of the gay thing and the man thing with the nails thing and the makeup thing, it is my least favorite thing to talk about, because it is the least interesting thing to talk about. And it's like, I see comments about it all the time, and I'm like, where did we get to? Like, this is so crazy to me, because like, where did we get to? Well, I just find it funny that the same party that preaches love and acceptance and we should accept everybody and everybody's great in their own, they don't want anybody to be great. They want them to vote blue no matter who. Hello, wake up. My next one was, Daddy Trump. I think the next one is Daddy Trump is not going to pick you. He's, and then I said, oh, well, I'm not a daddy. I'm not looking for a daddy. I'm not a black American. People were so upset with that. Upset. And that's okay. It's all right. And let me tell you why. Because for me, I don't really take, I also, by the way, talking about race is also not my favorite thing either. But when liberals are losing a conversation, when they're losing a debate, when they're losing anything, they just go and call you a racist, a homophobe, an Islamophobe, a thisphobe, a dataphobe, how you doing, it's just, it's so old, it's so tired, it's so done. When are we just gonna coexist? I don't understand. And people know nothing about me at the end of the day. You know what I believe, you know who I voted for. But, you know, I let me tell you, what also is kind of old and played out is saying, like, I'm the least racist person. But it's so true, because I grew up around everybody. If you're in Philly, you know this. Philly is objectively a black city. Okay? It's objectively black. No other way to put it. No, you know, it's not up for debate. It's objectively a black city. Okay? But it's also a melting pot. Okay, and even when I was growing up, we had everybody. I had Chinese, I had Vietnamese, I had Albanian over here, how you doing? I had, Dominican, Puerto Rican over here. Listen, I grew up around everybody. Not racist. Not racist. Statistics are not racist. 45%. 45% of black Americans don't have a father in the home. 23% of white Americans don't have a father in the home. It is what it is. What would you like me to do, okay, about that? Back to the gay conservative thing. I would like men to be men. I would like men to, when you impregnate a woman, you know what's happening, you know what's going on, stick around and be a fucking man. That's what I want. That's what I want at the end of the day. At the end of the day. so that your woman and these women, okay, I don't blame the listen, it's a give or take. It's a give or take. All right, I don't blame these women for the men leaving. I blame the women for not noticing the signs of these men leaving. And maybe you don't have the signs all the time. Maybe it's something that, you kind of can't grapple with, and that's okay. And maybe it's something that you might have like, oh, he said he loves me and all the things over here. How about men? Stop being a fucking punk and leaving these women, okay, at any chance you can. You lay down, you do the act, you take care of the kid, stick with the woman. That's it. It's very, very easy. There's no other way to put it. I mean, these men these days, listen, I might not have that much space to talk, but I never said that I wanted to, have a kid, or I never said I was straight, and I never said this. There is a space for people like me, but guess what? These men that want to walk around and be gangsters, you're nothing but a clown punk. Okay? Anyway. So I just find it funny that like people get mad at me for saying like statistics. Like honestly, statistically speaking, okay, gay marriages are underwhelming to straight marriages. Both in per capita and statistically speaking, because I know that there's more straight couples than there are gay couples. That's why I say per capita over here. See what I'm saying? And I don't know. I find it like very awkward when people want to bring up all this extraness, but they don't want to take accountability for their actions. And it really, really grinds my gears. Because how are you going to sit here and blame me for bringing up the same exact thing that even your comedians are making? They're making a mockery of it, okay? Comedians do it all day. You can, listen, the minute you start making comedy funny is the exact downfall of America, okay? The exact downfall of America. Like, this is statistically true. And then my last one that I said, I also get the comment a lot that I'm a walking contradiction. Well, I said, and this is something else I made up on the fly, because I don't know what happens when I turn on the camera. I just become my literal self. I said, well, no, I don't go around saying queers for Palestine. Because I don't. That, my friend, is a walking contradiction. It is. Queers for Palestine? But you're telling me that I can't be a gay man who votes for Trump and is conservative and wants to conserve American values. You're telling me that I can't do that. What do you mean? What do you mean? And that video did so well, and I thought it was just going to be like just a hit and run, because I was just clowning, quit clowning, I don't know, I was clowning. But it was so true. And people took a lot of offense, especially to of course they're going to take it to the race thing, of course they are. But like, I was just saying a statistic, don't be mad at me, sister. So in other news, we are fighting and we're keeping up the good fight of the Save America Act. Yesterday, I called every single senator, I emailed them, every single senator in the U.S. Senate, plus the Senate president, which is J.D. Vance, also our vice president. And I'm very confused at, I know the Democrats don't want to vote for anything that is quote unquote a conservative thing or a Republican thing or a Trump thing. I get the Democrats. I don't understand the Republicans that don't want to vote for it, because it is very much, it's very much common sense. It really is. And this is why I say, if the House can pass it, why cannot the Senate? I don't understand. John Thune needs to get to work, and the reason I started to email them all yesterday is because the Senate is going on a recess, August 6th or 7th, on a recess, 37-day recess. They don't deserve, listen to me, they don't deserve to go on a recess. They don't, objectively. I know they work really hard and they're doing this and over here and how you doing and what are you doing, but they're not working hard enough for me. No, they're not. Because guess what? The Save America Act is so crucial to election integrity, and especially when it comes to how many illegal aliens are on our voter rolls and how many we're finding these days. We're finding a lot of illegal aliens on these voter rolls. Jersey, Michigan, Minnesota, over here, how you doing? We're finding them everywhere, okay? So the same Democrats that are telling you that this, illegal aliens are not on the voter rolls are the same people who lied to the American public's face. Lied. Bold-faced lie. Because now we know that it's happening, okay? And I'm sick. I am sick. I am tired. I am sick and tired of these senators getting a pass. And listen, okay? I know that the filibuster hasn't been, nuked in so long. I get it. The Democrats are so radical these days that give them one shot to nuke the filibuster, and they will. Okay? One shot. And they're going to nuke it in the name of, let's just get back at Trump. They don't have a chance to win the Senate in the midterms, but the House, I don't know. We got to keep a close eye on it. And it's just, guys, listen, 85%, it could be higher these days. I don't know. The last time I looked at it was a couple weeks ago, but 85% of voters agree that there should be photo ID to vote. I can't believe that it's not 99, say. Because 99, I mean, look, I know there's always going to be a Democrat saying there's no illegal aliens voting. We don't have a problem with that. Obviously, we do. Quite obviously, we have a problem. Well, there was only 6,600 in New Jersey. 6,600 too much for me. Because guess what? They're finding more and more each day. Okay. Save America Act is so common sense. You have no idea. It is the most common sense piece of legislation I think we've probably ever had. Yeah. Period. Nothing else to add there. So no, I don't think the Senate should go on no recess for 37 days without passing that one piece of legislation. That one piece of legislation that 85% of their constituents want. Yeah, absolutely. 85%. So, what I want you to do for me, anyone listening, anybody watching, I need you guys to contact your senator. Your senators, my senators, contact all the senators, email them, flood their email. I'm going to send another round today. I'm going to send another round tomorrow because they should not go on a 37-day vacation under our tax dollars without passing the Save America Act. It shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. And that brings me to the fight of saving and conserving American values is underway, and the DSA is really it's growing. It's growing. As much as I would like to say that it's not, and it's not even feasible for it to grow, we know that in nature, America will never be a communist country. We know this. But there is a certain sense of the DSA wants to take over. Whatever happens, listen, Joseph Stalin, Mao Zedong, all these people, okay? All these people, they always started out saying they're somewhat and some version of a democratic socialist. Okay, they all start out that way. How do they all end up, you say? Thank you for asking. A communist country with death and destruction. Period. Case closed. Why are we tolerating it? Why? Okay, and this is also a statistic I have to look up in current day in July. But 31% of voters from 18 to 25 agree that democratic socialism is the way. 18 to 25, what does that tell you? What does that age stand out to you for? Okay? College age, what do we always say about colleges? They indoctrinate the kids. Hello? Hello? They indoctrinate our kids. And we've always said it. It's nothing new. Nothing new. You know, and if you take an outward look of the people who are head of the DNC, or the DSA right now, Ashik Sadiq. Ashik Sadiq. Have you heard of him? Zoran Mamdani. Zoran Mamdani. These are the people that are in charge and the faces and the co-chair and the mayor of New York City, who are self-proclaimed DSA. Ashik Sadiq, his family, he has birthright citizenship, so he's an American citizen. His family's from Bangladesh. Zoran Mamdani, his family is from Uganda. What the fuck does that tell you? We're being overrun. We're being overrun by radicals. It's happening. Not even from this fucking country. The other co-chair, I think her name is Megan something. She was on Fox the other night, or was it MSN? I don't know where. It was some news channel. And she laid out clear as day for you. All right? Clear as day for you. And I hope I can pick up this audio. I hope I can find it. Exactly what the mission of the DSA is. And she was probably the most clear that I've seen in a while with these people. Let me see. I should have it somewhere. I just want you to hear this. This is very interesting for me. That she was so open about it and people are buying her boat. Look, listen.
Abolishing prisons then, does that make society better? I mean, is there anybody that should be incarcerated? I mean, rapists, child predators, murderers?
Yeah, so the long-term plan, when we think about most people who are in prison, they are mostly in prison for crimes of poverty. So when
But that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the really,
yeah,
you know, like the
I hear
murderers
you.
and
So
rapists of the
when we get rid of this need for crimes of poverty to exist, when we get rid of that destabilizing force that creates so many people who are living in desperate situations and doing desperate things, that brings those numbers down to very small numbers, and then we can collectively decide what we do with those people. I suspect it won't look like the prison system as we know it today.
Okay, but you do think
Crimes of poverty. Child trafficking. That's a crime of poverty. Rape. That's a crime of poverty. What are you doing? Murdering somebody? That's a crime of poverty? No. No. Listen, these people have lost it. They have lost every friggin' brain cell that they even kinda had left, by the way. Kinda. And they're telling us, guys, they're telling us to our faces. All right? Medicare for all, Medicaid for all, healthcare for all, colleges for all, free this, free that. How you doing over here? No Senate, no prisons, no jail. What? And she specifically said, homegirl specifically said, what about this crime, that crime, that crime? Well, the long-term plan. We're not gonna have a society if we have a long-term plan with you fucks. We're not gonna have a society. Long-term plan. Listen, I need us all to wake up to understand what they're doing to this country. It's gonna be very bad. It's gonna be almost astronomically bad. It's not even a fucking word. Is that an astronomically? Astronomically bad. Okay. And we need to wake up to the fact that things that sound good are not always good. It sounds good to go back to your ex. It sounds good to spend $1,000 on a dinner for a date. It sounds good to take the girl to a 5-star restaurant. It sounds good to buy the $5 million home when you have $2 million in the bank. It sounds good. Doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's good. So these next few months are going to be a really big wake-up call into where do we want the country to go. I know where I want it to go. I know where we want it to stay. I know what we should conserve. And I know what we should abolish. And what we should abolish is any talk of making America a socialist or communist country. And every single state should sign on for it. And that's all we got for today. Listen, I just wanted to break down that. I want to break down the DSA. I want to break down the jerk-offs that are not passing the Save America Act. I don't know what their problem is. I need them to get it together. But thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow, and all the things. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.